My name is Paul Felker. I graduated in 2018 at Whitney High School, and I took BITA 1, 2, and 3. As preliminary training, it was just general shop knowledge that I started out in high school taking the BITA classes. So general safety and knowing how to handle basic equipment like a chop saw and stuff like that. Um, I after or rather my senior year, I was looking for a job, and so because I was in the BITA class, I knew about a job fair that was going on. So I signed up for a couple different trades, and one of them was a plumbing job that I got accepted for. It started as a 20-day internship, and so I had no preliminary knowledge about any sort of plumbing whatsoever, and it was on site. I learned how to do basic plumbing work for 20 days, and since they liked my work ethic, me showing up on time, all of that, and being very eager to learn, that transitioned into a full-time job that I did for about a year and 3/4 of a year. uh, and I did while I did that, I took welding classes at Sierra College. So I did full-time work and full-time school while I was doing that, and sort of that allowed me to gain welding knowledge as well as plumbing knowledge, and that transitioned into the current job that I have now, which is a welding job. For math, I would say the biggest contributor and helpful thing would be knowing how to operate a tape measure, know basic fractions and being able to add and all of that. Interesting for my welding job, physics and chemistry played in a lot more because welding involves voltage and amperage, which ties into physics, and having like a basic understanding of that allows you to more efficiently weld things and understand how heat is distributed. For English, I think the most important thing is being able to communicate with people, and I think having a good base knowledge for that is a huge contributor, because being able to clearly and concisely speak to someone and also work with a team is a huge, huge asset. Mistakes I came across was when we were servicing people's houses. We would go into completely finished homes that people were living in, and we'd service them. And in order to do that, we'd have to access their ceilings and climb a big, large 16-foot ladder. We'd run into situations where using that ladder would be completely unsafe, and it would be a massive 16-foot drop that someone could potentially fall off of and hurt themselves. And the way that I addressed that, because the biggest barrier was the social interaction with people and being able to communicate with them. I understand you want to get your job done and get it done quickly, but we need to do this safely, and there's clearly no way of accessing this while also being safe. So identifying that and being able to communicate to someone, and also communicate that to your supervisor, so that you can better come up with a solution that's more safe and isn't going to potentially risk someone's life. I think the biggest habits are kind of obvious at face value, showing up on time, being positive, asking questions, and being willing to learn. But it seems like in the workforce, they massively affect your success, because when you go into the workforce, you experience a lot more people who don't have those qualities, and that really allows you to be set apart and be more successful at your job. Like, when I first started out, like for my 20-day internship, those were the qualities that they saw as positive and allowed me to continue my full-time job. And it seemed like as I talked to them, those were the qualities that they found were lacking in more people, and it seemed a lot more rare than you would expect. I would say from a societal standpoint, having knowledge in the trades is great because it allows us to provide infrastructure for people and better help people. From a personal standpoint, I think being able to better maintain things, like if something in your house breaks down or something in your car breaks down, having that knowledge to be able to fix it yourself and be your own resource is a huge positive quality and is helpful for you. And also, it provides a lot of job security because, for example, a job like plumbing is very, very important. You'll always have people servicing people's houses, and sort of having that knowledge allows you to be more successful in your life and be consistently employed. There's two things I would give. The first thing would be never be afraid to ask questions. I feel like it's very easy for you to get beaten down by people for asking dumb questions or being too talkative and inquisitive and such. But I think having that willingness to ask questions and to learn allows you to exponentially grow throughout your life and your career. The second thing I would provide would be always follow opportunity. I feel like people don't always know what they want to do with their lives. And so, a good rule of thumb and a way to provide a direction in your life is follow the most immediate opportunity that's provided in your life and just going from there. And then, once you become more comfortable in the spot that you're at, you can satisfy whatever internal desires you have throughout your life.